So if you follow my journey through Path of Exile, you know that I have not taken the beaten path, actually far from it. I got through the entirety of the campaign on a self-created build, discovering the game on my own. Now this has been, of course, a great experience, but now I am towards the end game and mapping, and well, I'm getting crushed, guys.
I'm so scared right now, you shut up!
Like, I can barely clear 5s and 6 tier maps without getting my face pushed in. I decided that it would be time to take the advice of many players and viewers of this journey and follow a build guide. And the results were amazing. And here's what happened. So my Templar build up until this point was an Ignite Infernal Blow build, causing lots of satisfying pops and explosions, but despite me having good resistances and decent armor, it was so slow, and even from that, the Ignite damage that was being put on was minimal. I mean, at best, minimal. So I decided that enough was enough. During my stream, I expressed my interest in a new, more powerful build in Righteous Fire. I received a couple of pieces of gear to help me on this endeavor. One big piece that I received was actually these boots, the shield, and actually just basically everything. But a lot of this gear ran fire resistance, which is perfectly built for this style of build. The main focus of Righteous Fire is to stack tons of health, regeneration, and fire resistance to counter the damage over time effect of Righteous Fire. The skill actually burns you alive and all nearby enemies for a percentage of your maximum HP. And at first I thought that this was straight up Looney Tunes. How the hell am I supposed to stack that much self-inflicted damage and also still be able to tank other damage coming from enemies? Actually, it's not as bad as you would think. With one of the fire masteries, you can get health regeneration for every point of fire resistance you have. So even if you are capped at 75%, it can still have well above 75 fire resistance counted towards this health regeneration. But my major problem isn't even that. It's actually going to be all of my BS passive talent choices that I've picked through my initial playthrough. Like, I want to say I knew what I was doing, but good gracious, this is going to be an absolute train wreck to deal with. I only have so many orbs of regret, so now I start piecing together something as I play through some of the maps and get some more orbs of regret. Not to mention, for some reason, the orbs of regret are like stupid rare, and even to purchase them from the vendor, the currency used to purchase them is expensive and rare. Time to get to work, it seems. Okay, so I changed my gear around for a bit and I set myself up to be more tank oriented while running Righteous Fire, following Fox's build, or Pox, I'm not quite sure. I'm terrible with names, you guys know this. Like, straight up, my first map, I just crush everything. Like, it isn't even funny. I run straight through everything with this damn fire build. The worst or best part is that I don't even have to do anything except stand near enemies and everything just melts. Better yet, as I'm standing here, I barely get touched with damage, literally killing mobs before they even get close. Pairing really well with the idea, kill them before they kill you. In following the build, I chose the Fire Trap skill as my single target damage focus skill just because it seems that while yes, the Righteous Fire skill is great for the general sense, it lacks a bit of single target damage. Like, legit, I can just sit here with my regen and eat a fully pumped Soul Eater rare mob and just watch him melt. I don't have to do a damn thing. This map is a great example of a comparison of before and after, as well as because I tried on stream to do this map with my previous build and I got absolutely blasted by the final boss. But now I'm just cruising through everything and everyone. What's even cooler about this build is that I haven't even really have any use for mana because I'm running life tap with most of my skills and it's only eating 10 to 20 HP max per ability use. Well, I sneak down all the way to the bottom to take on the Eater of Souls, which is basically Malachi redone. And despite him actually smacking me fairly hard, I pushed through phase 1 without much effort. Really, I didn't really do much. I just kind of stood there and let everything incinerate. Phase 2 is a bit different because there's a ton of damage going out, and I'm only just kind of picking up this build. Well, I pop Val Righteous Fire, which nearly incinerates him, eating like 50% of his HP in a single go. And after a few more bits of ducking and weaving, I get through this and I finish the core map, which again, I stress is a great comparison of before and after because I struggled hardcore with this map earlier. For my Atlas skills, I've focused on Einhar and Ultimatums because I'm not going to lie, I love Einhar and Ultimatums. They offer a pretty fun challenge overall, but I also like the idea that you can get rare loot and push yourself harder or hunt down rare beasts. I like it. Well, I continue working through some of these maps and doing more and more damage, changing my skills slightly each time I get an Orb of Regret or a new level. But the ultimatums still offer a crazy challenge. Like, I try this one and I almost get instant gibbed. Well, I load up this tier 5 map. Now I've changed my skill choices to focus on elemental damage and life regeneration. But look at this. This is ridiculous. I progressed through a 5, a 6, a 7, even a few 8s and 9s, like no concern, legit. Is this what I've been missing out on? Is this what following a build guide actually does? This is crazy ridiculous damage, and I'm still at a gimped style build. This is insane. Like, I have not run into a single problem aside from any self-inflicted ultimatum that caused me an early issue on. But this is getting to the point of, you dummy, why didn't you do this before? Well, all good stories come to an end. I am now cruising through most of these maps, and legit, these are easy peasy. I'm no concern. I'm starting to see some new affixes as well as random events more and more, which is pretty cool. It's adding a bit of spice to each one that I go through. I also have been making a better effort to get into the Wildwood and progress there. It's not that I am in need, per se, of the empowerments or anything crazy like that, but I'm fighting the mobs and looking for good loot, really, so why not spice it up if I can handle it? Well, I'm also now seeing this quest from the Maven, which seems to be, honestly, another board god, I guess? Let's be serious, I'm a god slayer, just calling it. Well, it seems like she observes me deal with map bosses and then challenges me to take 3 of them on at a time. Like, I'm here in the dig map and I'm fighting through this final boss only to have the Maven throw random affects at me or buff my enemies. It's kind of obnoxious, not gonna lie, but after doing a couple, I end up taking on the Maven's Crucible, which is actually pretty straightforward. I get to fight the past 3 final map bosses, and honestly, this new Righteous Fire build is actually making this incredibly easy. I don't know what else to say. It's so damn simple. And then I make possibly the biggest mistake I've ever made on my maps yet. In my haste to make the Maven happy on her next round, I take on the Arachnid Nest map, but I don't read the affixes. First is Elemental Weakness, which causes me to take extra elemental damage. That also includes my self-inflicted burning damage. Then on top of that, another affix completely nullifies my health and energy shield regeneration. So now I am not getting any health regeneration, and basically my main attack, my main skill is useless. Well, mama ain't raised no baby. I start working my way through this entire map, throwing fire traps and kiting, using my health pots to heal and stay alive. While this is significantly slower, this was going to be probably my best bet because I've taken basically my best skills out of the equation. With all things considered, I'm actually not doing terrible. Fighting most of these mobs, just lots of kiting. One mob even drops a Divine Flask, which I'm super excited about because I read that you can use this to improve your Pantheon. I'm looking at the Brine King Pantheon and getting that Merville skill, which prevents me from being frozen. I even take on an ultimatum here, although I choose the first one and I don't really know how I get through it, but I get through it and I'm like, all right, you know, cut our losses, let's go. And I get taunted, but whatever. Well, I get to the bottom of this map and I hit a wall with the mobs here. They just hit so damn hard and I have no answer whatsoever. Despite me kiting and running, I can't seem to kill them fast enough before they eat through my health pool. I even run the risky play of going in with Righteous Fire and incinerating my own HP in hopes to burn them alive before they can get to me. But I enter in this area and the mobs just straight up beat the hell out of me. I kite and dance around a couple of times, but this map affix is literally my complete counter. I can't do much about it. Not only does it remove my main damage, but then all of my regen is nullified, so... Well, unfortunately, I fail this map. Not a bad take with this one map in particular, but I am seeing great results with this build. So, in my time playing Path of Exile, I've prided myself on being the unique butterfly that I am, with my crazy build focusing on tanking and reflecting damage, but perhaps it has not done me the best justice. As I've now taken more time to set up and play this proven build guide, I've actually been able to see a lot more of the endgame. And while, yes, the build and the gameplay tends to be a bit slower, perhaps not as flashy or as engaging as my Shield Reflect build, which, hey, I enjoyed during its time, but I needed something else. And guess what? It worked. So my final thoughts, would I recommend a self-made build? Well, yes and no. If you are just getting into the game, it may be better suited for your type of learning in comparison to mine, where I just want to figure this game out, make my errors, and learn from them, which I think is a fantastic way to play the game. However, not every gamer is going to be like that. Some gamers may be more along the lines of saying, hey, you know what? I'd rather have something that's time-tested and proven to make me understand the game on my own pace, but not have to worry about that aspect so I can take in the others. Because let's be serious, Path of Exile offers quite a lot. So perhaps you should just simply follow a build guide and save yourself a heck of a lot of trouble when you hit a wall in the endgame. I mean, it's gonna happen. Would I do things differently? No. I very much enjoyed my playthrough, and my experience here has been a ton of fun figuring the game out on my own, but good gracious, the Path of Exile community was absolutely right. Holy heck. Now, I recently played through the entirety of the campaign for Path of Exile, and I've wrapped it all up into one nice video. The new player experience in this game is daunting, but it's a good time. You can check it out right here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.